Welcome to today's session. Thank you. Uh, Today we are going to discuss, we've all heard breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But why? How does it impact our gut health and weight? What is the relation between breakfast and cravings that we get throughout the day? Does what we have or not have in the morning have an impact on our mental health? We're going to discuss this and so much more. It is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur to start the session. He, ladies and gentlemen, is an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a flag bearer on this journey with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's welcome him onto the virtual stage and listen to him very, very carefully, guys. Over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Ruchita, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to this exciting Friday session. I just hope that you had an early dinner, did some exercise, taken some supplements, and I've often said this on this platform that the worst thing you can do for your health is have a late night dinner and go to sleep. So the importance now, the earlier you have your dinner, it becomes extremely, important to ensure that your breakfast, has got at least 50% of the calories that you need. And in that, you got to ensure that at least 50% of your protein requirement of the day you are consuming towards breakfast. If you find it difficult to get this protein, out of your natural diet for whatever reason, I really suggest that you supplement it, with 2 to 3 scoops of protein. Because if you did that, I'll just give you a very recent example of mine. I normally put 4 scoops in the morning, 2 for myself and 2 for Anita. And Anita wasn't there for a couple of days. So, subconsciously, instead of putting 2, I was putting 4. And the difference that I felt in the day was so amazing. The difference between taking 2 scoops in the morning or taking 4 scoops in the morning is tremendous. So don't take this supplement lightly and have that, because if you have that, your protein requirement will be taken care of. Protein is the building block of life. It does all your repair work, and all the connectivity required in your body is done by protein. Without protein, you have nothing with you. So don't take protein lightly. One of the reasons why Indian sports, was not doing well was because it lacked protein. And here now we have excellent products with us. Have that protein. Don't take that lightly, and ensure that your body has got adequate protein so it doesn't leave a gap, that is left unbridged day after day, week after week, month after month. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about one more point, regarding holistic health. Have you noticed all of a sudden that anytime you order some food from outside, you seem to be getting black containers? Have you ever realized why? Okay, now these black containers are proven beyond doubt that they are absolutely not good for the food. And the worst thing you can do, is to put this black container in the fridge, take it out and put it in a microwave. Both extreme heat and extreme cold will make that black plastic container worse off than if you just, storing food in it at normal temperature. I know that some of you might be students, some of you might be living alone, so it is so convenient to take that plastic container and put it in the fridge, take it out of the fridge and put it in the microwave. You will be doing yourself great harm, because the microplastics, get into the food from the container, and from that it gets into your system. So try and be a little cautious when you get the food. Take it out in a glass container. Heat it on a on a stainless steel pan. Try and avoid, even when you are heating things and all, try and avoid using non-stick stuff. Okay, only if it is totally necessary. Okay, use non-stick. I know that you cannot do without non-stick, but do not use non-stick as a general rule. If you have to heat up anything, use stainless steel pans. Okay, they are pretty good. Once you get an idea as to how things will not stick on it, you'll figure out a way. But don't use non-stick pans as a general utensil. Okay, use it only if it is totally required and you're dead sure that you cannot do it without any other utensil. MV Queen is an extremely good product. Okay, they have got this. Uh, you, they got this two beautiful technology called OptiTem and Vitalock, by which they manage to keep the nutrition in. But stainless steel, as a general rule, is the best kind of material that you can use for your utensils, because it doesn't leave anything behind into your food. So look after your health. You get one body, so you cannot fool around with it by neglecting it and letting these small things slip away. Today you're going to be hearing about this whole subject about morning nutrition and why no snacking, from somebody who was never so bothered. And once she decided, when she got in a community and learned all these things, and she made this huge transformation, it is amazing what she's done to her own health. In fact, I had the opportunity to meet her just a couple of days ago, and seriously, the photo that you see, the transformation photo that you see, doesn't really tell you that real, does real justice to the real transformation. So listen to Deepika very carefully, because what she has to say will have a significant impact on your holistic health. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Farooq. Thanks a lot for that edification. Thank you, Ruchita. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. एक गाना है, पता नहीं आपने सुना है कि नहीं सुना, पर मैंने सुना भी और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। और वो गाना ये है कि क्या खाएं क्या ना खाएं, ये कैसी मुश्किल है, कब खाएं कब नहीं खाएं, कोई तो बता दे इसका हल, ओ मेरे भाई. So that's exactly what we want to do here tonight. Yes, like Farooq said, मेरी लाइफ का एक ही फोकस था, अच्छा खाना बनाओ और अच्छा खाना खाओ. टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, आई एम अ फूडी, आई स्टिल एम अ फूडी. आई लव टू कुक, आई लव टू ईट, आई लव टू होस्ट. सिर्फ थोड़ा सा नज़रिया बदल गया है. आई एम स्टिल एंजॉइंग द सेम फूड दैट आई यूज टू अर्लियर. But yes, now I'm a little more sensitive because not every meal can be a treat meal, not every day can be a cheat day. So you need to balance that so that you can enjoy the same food and you can enjoy the same life for a much longer period of time and not fall susceptible to the lifestyle challenges or any kind of diseases. So enjoy it for much longer and spare the consumption so that you can, live longer and a healthier life. Well, let's get started for today. Thank you so much, Urvashi. Thank you for the compliment. Let me just share the screen with you. Okay. Perfect. So why morning nutrition? When I started off on this journey, I think before this community that I was a part of, I have tried to get in shape. I have tried to get in the best of health, at least 2 dozen times in my life so far. So there would not be. Now, why am I saying I wanted to get fitter and I wanted to have a good, great health and not just slim down? Because I know a lot of people who are very much well in shape, who are absolutely as per their age, height, their body weight is very much in sync with that. Yet they keep falling sick very often, yet they are facing some or the other lifestyle challenge. So being slim was not the objective. Being healthy and having a good body, a fit body, a healthy body, a disease-free body was the objective. So I have tried to do that maybe 2 dozen times before. But I always failed because each time, whether it was a gym membership, whether it was a diet plan, whether it was, a slimming program, so to speak, one, the continuity of it was a big, big question because I was always in it all by myself. So yes, I would start it off with a lot of, passion and a lot of determination. But within 2 to 3 months, I would kind of, वो एक दिन छूटता है, 2 दिन छूटता है, छूटते छूटते छूट जाता है. But the good part is that in our community, you will get a reminder every single day as to that you can't afford to slip out. You will come across stories who are probably in this program just like you and do slip out every once in a while. But they keep bouncing back because they have a health buddy who will hold their hand and make sure that they don't fall out of the game. Now, why am I giving you this background of me trying various diet programs earlier? I have always, you get inspired by a lot of things that are happening around the social media. And yes, I was a big advocate of skipping breakfast, even when I was working in the corporate. And even when I started to, got onto this program, I was like, I don't need to have my breakfast. But the thing is that sooner or later, you realize the importance of missing your breakfast. You may not realize it on day one. You may not realize it in month one, second month, third month. But trust me, slowly and steadily, within the first 45 to 90 days, you will start feeling some difference, maybe in terms of hair loss, maybe in terms of lethargy, maybe in terms of mood swings, maybe in terms of, varied health parameters. So there are a lot of things that we're going to study, and that is one reason why I have kind of vowed to myself that I need to have my breakfast properly. So let's understand, why is it important for us to have our morning nutrition absolutely 10 on 10. I mean, if there is one meal of the day you just can't afford to miss, ladies and gentlemen, that's your breakfast. So let's take a deep dive. Now, yes, eat breakfast like a king, eat your lunch like a prince, and your dinner like a pauper. चलो, थोड़ी सी ईमानदारी की बात करते हैं, क्योंकि I come from a background where this entire equation was completely reverse. I used to start my breakfast with having the most diet friendly breakfast, very little, very minimalistic. By lunch, I would try to, overcome my urge of not having, big plate of rajma chawal and, probably resort to a smaller plate, etc., etc. And trust me, like a typical Punjabi, by the time it was night time, it would be probably chicken kadai or a butter chicken with a naan, etc., etc., etc. These jokes are not made just like that. We have lived these jokes, and that is why I'm saying that this is what it happens. So even though we know that most of us know what we need to do, how many of us are actually doing what we need to do? So you need to start with a big, strong breakfast. It powers you through the day, no matter what your lunch or dinner brings, no matter whether you are having your lunch or dinner or not. Although it's equally important, but not as important as your breakfast. The moment you have a nutritious breakfast, you're breaking your night long 10 to 12 hour fast the right way. You're giving your body all the nutrition that it requires, because during the night time, a lot of things happen in our body which deplete our body of the essential nutrients. अब वो क्या है, कैसा है, let's understand that in detail. Metabolic rate आपका बढ़ना चाहिए in the morning. The rate at which your body burns calories वो slow down हो जाता है when you're sleeping at night, when your body is taking care of other repair mechanisms. So your metabolic rate needs to be boosted when you wake up in the morning. Your body is already in a negative protein balance. Now हमने बहुत सारे सेशंस में ये पढ़ा है that unlike other macro and micronutrients, protein एक ऐसा nutrient है जो कि आपकी body store करके नहीं रखती. Your body will store fats, it will store vitamins, it will store minerals, etc., etc. It will not store protein for use at a later date. So whatever protein you are consuming today, your body will use it, and tomorrow morning the extra protein will be flushed out. Your body will need fresh new protein every single day to run its basic functions. And on an average, 1 kg per body weight. So if you're 70 kgs, you need 70 grams of protein every single day. You need to really sit down with your health buddy and find out. I mean, I'll not be surprised if most of us are not even having, probably having less than half of their daily protein requirement. So yes, you need your protein boost first thing in the morning. ideally about 50% of your day's requirement. So if you're a 70 kg person, up to 35 grams every day in the morning, your breakfast should cover your protein requirement. Your insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance gets affected after a night long of 10-hour, 12-hour fast that needs to be reinstated. There is an alteration in your gut bacteria that needs to be taken care of when you wake up in the morning and you feed yourself with the right kind of food items. Why should one eat breakfast like a king? We just discussed, I mean, predominantly we discussed, it encourages healthier eating throughout the day. Trust me, there is another saying which says, well begun is half done. So if you are starting your day right, if you are supplementing your body with enough nutrients first thing in the morning, could you just check somebody needs to be muted? I think it's Rupa's number.
Deepika, I have muted all. You can unmute.
Done. Thank you. Cool. So we need to encourage healthier eating. I don't know how many times growing up आपने अपनी mom को ये कहते हुए सुना होगा या अपनी wife को ये कहते हुए सुना होगा when you're probably traveling कि please eat, घर से खाना खा के जाओ. हम ये बात क्यों कहते हैं? Because when you're stepping out of the house, you may or may not, probably even at the airports, you may or may not get what you want to eat, or you might get delayed, etc., etc. But if you have eaten from home, आपको जरूरत है, you want to gorge on that burger at the airport, please do that. But if you're eating neat clean food at home and stepping out, you are not really relying on the food that you will get in travel or in transit. And firstly, we all know that how healthy or how safe would that food be. So when you're starting your day right, when you have given all the nutrients that your body needs, एक और चीज, I'll just like to bring it right here, that oftentimes we feel, we've had a hearty meal, I was out the whole day, I had a good meal, yet I'm feeling very hungry. Oftentimes your body feels hungry not because it's actually hungry. Firstly, it may be thirsty. Secondly, because it is nutrient deprived, because whatever food that you ate did not have enough nutrients that your body required from that meal, and hence there is an urge to eat. So if you're not taking care of the essentials, macros and micros first thing in the morning, your body, your mind will constantly keep going on to what is it that you're going to eat for lunch. Can you take a mid-morning snack? Can you have a cup of tea? Can you have an oats cookie or a raisin cookie or a bran cookie along with it, so that your urge finishes? But if you've had a good hearty breakfast just the way it is supposed to be, you will not feel hungry till lunch. आप बात भी नहीं करना चाहोगे, आप सोचना भी नहीं चाहोगे. So one, you will eat better and healthier throughout the day. Two, your mind will not keep getting distracted and make you less productive in what you are doing. So yes, when you break your overnight fasting period, it needs to be proper, it needs to be complete. It boosts your energy levels and fuels your cognitive power. There is another saying which says, भूखे पेट भजन होए ना गोपाला. So अगर आप भगवान के भजन में भी लीन हो, and if you're not well fed, trust me, all our mind is keep going, will keep going back to food. So don't take me literally, guys. What I mean to say is that you will be distracted oftentimes, because we humans, food is one big love language for all of us. So if you want to really fuel your cognitive power, your alertness, your mental presence in the moment, you need to have a good nutritious breakfast, start your day right. It replenishes your supply of essential nutrients after overnight fasting. Very simple and easy to understand. But having said that, 15 to 30% people skip their nutritious breakfast every day in the morning. I was one of them, and most of you who've heard me before would know the story that I would always carry 2 packs, 2 strips of painkillers in my bag while I was working. Because, I was very busy in the corporate. I did not have the time to have my breakfast. I needed to reach office in time so that I can go for my chai break with my colleagues. That is what we tell ourselves. So I used to have 1 strip of a painkiller which was in use, that I would pop up every time I would have a headache. And the other was a backup. And if I did not have that, I used to feel very restless. Okay, oh, my painkiller is over. Sir dard ho jayega, to what will I do? So you could have your reasons. You could have reasons that you're living in a nuclear family. You could also have your reason that you're living in a joint family. You don't have the time to cook yourself proper breakfast. You're living all by yourself, is why you cannot have your proper breakfast. You have a hectic lifestyle. you don't want to cook, you want to, lose weight. I was again one of those people who would, probably end up not having my breakfast because no, it'll help me lose weight. And then I would go to the office, or I would go to the next possible meeting and probably have a Subway sandwich, or probably have, two idlis and then probably one vada, because I have skipped my breakfast. So yes, that is how it happens. A lot of people say that they don't feel hungry in the morning. Uh, you are at your complete free will to say that, but as people who have been where you are today, I would genuinely urge you to sit back and think how many times you feel the symptoms of laziness, you feel the symptoms of feeling completely sapped out, saturated, fatigued, probably some mood swings, probably some irritability factor, probably feeling not the urge to going to office, or for that matter, not even having the urge to go and socialize with your friends. These are all underlying things that we tend to ignore कि नहीं यार हम थके हुए हैं, हम थके हुए हैं, हमारे थके होने की एक वजह है. There are people in their 30s and their 40s जो थके हुए हैं. कर क्या रहे हैं सुबह? Like, Farooq usually says that you were sitting at home, then you're sitting in your car, then you go in your office and you sit on your desk, then you again come back, you sit in your car, then you drive, and then you come back home and again sit on your bed. Yet we are tired because there is a big deficit in our body for the nutrition that our body requires to run optimally every single day. Now, 1 in 4 claim to skip breakfast. 60 to 80% subjects in the metro cities have inadequate breakfast. Females have rather more inadequate breakfast than males because it's usually them cooking for the husbands or the sons or the fathers. But when it comes to their own plate, probably we all resort to जो है, जो बच गया है, जो readily available है, जो quickly available है, let's get done with that. So skipping breakfast has also been found associated with greater total energy intake from added sugars, which are your cookies and your biscuits and this and that, your powered breakfasts, which are, so to speak, honey coated and etc. etc. No added sugar. Honey is equally bad for you if you're taking it beyond a certain limit. And trust me, even if you go to buy pure honey, we will not get pure honey. So forget having these pure honeys, coated cereal bars that are there. And they have a very, very low healthy index. So nutrition probably next to zero, added sugar, added carbs, added preservatives to the power n. So take that call wisely. Not having an adequate nutritious breakfast greatly impacts 3 P's on your life, which are your physical aspects, which are your physiological aspects, and your psychological aspects. Although 90% of the common factors amongst all these three, but let's just take a brush past look again of all these three, how it affects. So on your physical state, I've already said you will be low on energy, you will be low on endurance. Contradictory to what a lot of people believe, skipping your breakfast, not eating proper nutritious 3 meals will actually increase in your body weight. Just to explain it to people, just to put it a little simply, आपके घर के हर नलके में 24/7 पानी आता हो, हाउ केयरफुल वुड यू बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रिजर्विंग वाटर विजावी अ सिचुएशन कि आपकी बिल्डिंग में नोटिस आ जाए कि अगले 3 दिन पानी नहीं आएगा. सो जब 3 दिन पानी नहीं आएगा तो आप पानी को बहुत संभाल संभाल के इस्तेमाल करोगे. अगर आप like Farooq always focuses on also on the fact that eat your meals at the same time of the day, because your body gets attuned to that clock, that daily clock. If you eat your meals regularly, your body will expel more energy, it will burn more calories for the same tasks. But if there is an irregular pattern of meals, if there is sometime meal coming, sometime meal not coming, sometime lunch coming at 4 o'clock, sometime lunch coming at 1 o'clock, your body will hold on to your calories, it will hold on to your energy, it will not expel that energy as efficiently as it is supposed to. So simple. If you're skipping meals, you might see an increase in your body weight. You will also see increase in your fat deposition, because जब पता है कि बिल्डिंग में 3 दिन पानी नहीं आएगा तो आप सिर्फ बकेट्स में पानी नहीं रखते हो, आप बड़े बड़े पतीलों में और 5-5 लीटर के कुकर में भी पानी भर के रखते हो. Similarly, similar to energy consumption, your fat deposits will also be built up by your body, because your body does not know when is the next food coming. बड़ी सिंपल सी बात थी, पर ये सारी जिंदगी समझ नहीं आई till somebody actually explained it on this community like this. And Exactly opposite to that, if you are having a proper nutritious breakfast, you will have higher energy, you will have improved cognition, improved performance. It will help in your weight loss because the body knows that every day in the morning between 8:30 to 9, breakfast will come. Every day in the afternoon between 1 and 1:30, lunch will come. Every day in the evening around 7:30, dinner will come. So the body will burn more calories and there'll be a reduced fat deposition. The more you not have nutritious breakfast, the fatter you will get. Yes, please, please, please understand this and learn to accept this because this is a fact of life. The brain will command you to choose high fat and high sugar foods as compensation. For years, I have done this, that I have skipped breakfast and then probably I've had a nice, mini breakfast around 11:30, 12 o'clock. Then in the corporate, I've had proper lunch at about 2:30. थिंकिंग दैट ब्रेकफास्ट तो किया ही नहीं आज, बिकॉज जो हम मिड डे मील करते हैं उसे वो हमें ब्रेकफास्ट लगता ही नहीं है, बट बॉडी में उसकी कैलोरीज भी जा रही हैं और उसका जो भी हार्मफुल इफेक्ट्स हैं वो भी जा रहे हैं. सो टेक दैट कॉल वाइजली. What are the physical benefits you could experience when you're having regular nutritious breakfast? Physical benefits होंगे, आप में खूब energy होगी, आपके पास जो भी काम आएगा, whether that's physical or mental, you will be able to do it with lot better performance. You will have an improved performance. Your energy levels will be higher. Your growth and development will happen better. Your body will heal itself faster and quicker from the day-to-day wear and tear that it is subjected to. A healthy walk. Take a walk after healthy habit. Take a walk after every meal, including breakfast. Up until we were a part of this community, we used to always think it dinner ke baad, you should not walk after meals. It's not healthy. Your food will not get digested. Absolutely wrong thought. The faster you can walk, if you can do 4 kilometers in 40 minutes, or if you can do 2 kilometers in 20 minutes also after every meal, your insulin, your sugar breakdown will happen. It will metabolize much more effectively. Your body will digest the food much better. You will feel much lighter. There will be much less fat deposition in your body, in your nooks and corners of your body. Now, improved digestion, I just told you, it helps. The movement helps the food get digested better. Iska simple example hai, take a glass of water, please add some sugar and let that sugar sit. If you're not stirring it with spoon, the sugar will take much longer to get dissolved in water. But each time you make nimbu pani and stuff like that, the more you whisk the water, the quicker and faster the sugar gets dissolved. Similarly, the more active you are after having a meal, the better and faster that food will get digested and broken down in your system. Enhanced blood sugar control. Yes, it helps regulate your blood sugar levels. Healthy weight maintain hoega, heartburn, indigestion, acidity, gas, bloating nahi hogi. You will have a better mood. You will have a better energy because, the body is not sluggish. The food has got digested very well. Coming to physiological impact, my favorite, absolute favorite slide. This is talking about the circadian rhythm. Now, circadian rhythm एक फॉर्म है टाइम रिस्ट्रिक्टेड फीडिंग का, जिसमें आप रिस्ट्रिक्ट करते हो कि आपने दिन के किस टाइम पे खाना खाना है, किस टाइम पे नहीं खाना है. इंडिया में आयुर्वेदा स्टडीज भी ये कहती हैं that you should start your day when the sun comes up and you should wind up your day when the sun goes down. When I say start, I mean that in terms of your food habits and also in terms of the activities that you're doing. So if you can start your day when the sun comes up and wind up by the time it sets down, you will be, your body clock will be aligned with the circadian rhythm. And so circadian rhythm basically है क्या? जब सूरज उगता है और जब सूरज अस्त होता है, इस बीच में okay, I think Veda, can you help me muting? Thank you. I think I need to unmute myself. Ruchita, you can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Deepika, go ahead.
Perfect. Cool. So what happens is that when the sun sets, your body, depending upon the light outside in the atmosphere, releases certain hormones, which are your hunger suppressing hormones. So something like a leptin, it's a hunger suppressing hormone, telling your body it's time to wind up for the day. It's time to close your eating habits so that other growth hormones and repair hormones can be released. Similarly, when the sun comes up in the morning, there is a hormone called ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, which tells your body it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to, feed yourself something nutritious so that, your body can get into action mode. So, हम क्या करते हैं? Most of the time, our richest meal and the heaviest meal happens at night. Now, when you eat a meal post sunset or a little late in the night, that is the time your body is probably releasing cortisol, it is releasing melatonin, it is releasing other repair hormones to take care कि आपने body दिन में आप भागे दौड़े ऑफिस गए पोल्यूशन से लड़े बॉस से लड़े पार्टनर से लड़े एटसेट्रा 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 बॉडी में जितना वेयर एंड टेयर हुआ वो सब रिपेयर वर्क रात को होना था बिकॉज ऑफ दीज हॉर्मोन्स but the moment you put anything in your mouth and the moment your stomach receives anything inside of it, any form of food, little or more, all your body's energy goes to the stomach for it to start digesting, breaking, metabolizing your food. When that happens, the release of other hormones which are supposed to take care of your body's wear and tear gets restricted or gets impaired. When that gets impaired, your body does not do the repairing and the healing work at night, which it was supposed to. When this becomes a routine or a pattern in your life for days, weeks, months, years, what happens is कि क्योंकि repair work तो हुआ ही नहीं, and over a period of time that gets exponential in your body, and that is when you start falling susceptible to lifestyle diseases like blood pressure, like diabetes, like etc etc etc. So what you need to do is you need to align your body clock in such a way that you can probably have the earliest possible. Actually, Farooq, he opened the line saying that I hope you all have had your early dinner. I think by now we should just start calling it dinner. And I hope Farooq agrees with me because technically your dinner should be over by 6:37. That is dinner. If anything happening after that, that is your very late dinner, which we should not probably, we know that we don't advocate that. So if you can be in sync with this, when all of these hormones get the time, they get the bandwidth, they get the energy, they get the window to operate on your body will be well healed each day, every night when when you wake up in the morning. So let's not try and intercept too much within this circadian rhythm, because this will greatly impact our body in the long run. Now, ये एक सिंपल साइकिल है कि आपका डिटेल सर्केडियन रिदम कैसे काम करता है. जब आप फास्ट आपकी जो पैटर्न है वो है कि आप जब जागने के टाइम पे आप सो रहे हो, सोने के टाइम पे आप जाग रहे हो, रात के टाइम आप खाना खा रहे हो, दिन के टाइम आप फास्टिंग कर रहे हो. It will subject your body to fatty liver diseases. It will subject your body to cardiac related problems. Definitely result in a weight gain, because most of the time when we have late dinner, and oftentimes in today's environment, we have a late dinner and then we sit in front of our devices, our screens, and we do binge eating and, one OTT after the other. We don't move enough after our meals, and hence that food doesn't get digested at night. In fact, it almost lays there in your stomach almost up to next day, and it kind of stinks. It also probably, टेक्निकली अगर मैं सिंपली पुट करूं, कई बार खाना आपके पेट में पड़ा पड़ा सड़ जाता है, स्पेशली if it is very high in simple carbs like maida. Most of the time people are eating from out. बाहर का आया हुआ खाना usually has a very high content of maida. It can result in diabetes. Definitely it will result in inflammation of your body, and most of the lifestyle problems that we encounter these days are a direct result of inflammation. Inflammation is one of the underlying causes of these problems. What happens to your body if you do not eat your breakfast? Your body protests against not having nutritional breakfast. Aapka pura ka pura cardiovascular system can go on a strike, and you can see some really dreadful results or symptoms thereafter. If you don't have a nutritious breakfast, your blood pressure can get affected, your metabolism gets affected. You can be at risk of severe cardiovascular diseases. Risk of death increases about 1.9 times. Risk of death from cardiovascular increases up to 1.87 times. Risk of death from stroke increases from 3.39 up to 3.39 times. The other day, like Farooq said, he was there and he was talking to a big group in Bangalore. Like, we had some 100 odd people coming on a Sunday wanting to listen to Farooq. And I wish most of us were there on that session. But, people usually ask this question, यार कल तक तो सब ठीक था. आज पता नहीं क्या हो गया. And that's exactly what Farooq is saying. आज कुछ नहीं हुआ है. It has been happening because of, the lifestyle that we've been following. So कल कुछ नहीं होगा. Even if you are spot on in terms of your diet and your health habits over the next 1 week, एकदम कुछ नहीं होगा. But when you do that for the next 90 days, you will see such a significant improvement in all your parameters. There are people who have seen some phenomenal improvement in their weight, in their fat percentage, in their body age on the group. They're reporting daily. I think some of them are really giving sleepless nights to others who are not sharing their plates. Please do that, guys, because people who are sharing their daily habits and their daily plates, we can see the difference in their parameters over the last 90 days. What happens to your body when you do not break your fast properly? Body protests against not having nutritional breakfast, and yes, it gains weight. We've already covered that in detail. Yes, it leads to inflammation in your body. It leads to impaired blood sugar level and fatty liver. Uh, as much as we talk about intermittent fasting, it is one thing to do intermittent fasting. Good if you can, but if you're doing intermittent fasting, please align your clock in such a way that morning between 8 to 8:30, it is your time to break your fast and have your breakfast and your proper nutrition for the day. Now, development of type 2 diabetes, because your body will be insulin resistance. There will be a severe hormonal imbalance in your body because of these nutritional deficiencies. There'll be drastic metabolic changes happening in your body, and your body will result with an inflammatory response. Now, ये तो हमने डरने वाली बात कर ली. Let's look at the carrot that we have, that we, for which we need to align ourselves with a proper morning nutrition, as well as aligning our bodies and our daily habits to circadian rhythm. Let's see the benefits. आपका शुगर बैलेंस विल बी एब्सोल्युटली 10 on 10. इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस नहीं होएगी. Your metabolism will be working absolutely spot on. Your body will burn more calories for the same activity. Your bodily functions, your vital organs will perform at the optimum level. Your digestion will be much, much better. Hormonal balance will be 10 on 10. Maintenance of your muscle mass. Now, this is one thing that I was really falling short of earlier times when I used to lose weight. That initially, when I would start with the diet, oftentimes the first 2 weeks, I would lose a little bit of water weight and I would be 2-3 kgs down and I would feel really happy. And after those 2 weeks or 3 weeks, when the weight would get slower, or whatever weight I would lose, I would feel lethargic, I would feel sapped out, because I was not really losing my fat, I was losing my muscle mass. That is something nobody told me outside this community, and that is exactly what Farooq says from day one, that the whole idea is to get fitter and not just lose weight. So your muscle mass will also improve. Now, this is a depiction of when you have a high calorie meal in the day versus high calorie meal in the night. दिन में खाओगे, सर्केडियन रिदम के हिसाब से खाओगे, एनर्जी एक्सपेंडिचर ज़्यादा होगा. रात में एनर्जी एक्सपेंडिचर बहुत कम होगा बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ एक्टिविटी. Higher heat production will happen in the day because you're constantly on the move. Lower heat production will happen at night because there's no activity again. Active fat metabolism will happen in the day, lower fat metabolism in night. Muscle use for energy production will be much higher in the day. Muscle recovery and repair happens at night, which will get impaired or restricted if you're eating at night, because the whole focus will be to break down the food. Now, the physiological benefits with a healthy breakfast. अगर आप सर्केडियन रिदम के हिसाब से खा रहे हो, अपने मील टाइमिंग्स को अलाइन कर रहे हो, फ्रीक्वेंसी को अलाइन कर रहे हो, डाइट की क्वालिटी को अलाइन कर रहे हो, योर गट माइक्रोबायोटा विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. When we are born, when we come into this world, we all know there are two types of gut bacteria we have. One is the good bacteria, which are bacteroidetes. One is the bad bacteria, which is firmicutes. Good bacteria, the nature gives us about 85%. Bad bacteria, nature gives us about 15%. And humans have a tendency in particular that हमें जो भी कुदरत से मिलता है, we almost kind of ruin it for our benefit, so to speak, most of the times. So, the nature has given us fruits and vegetables. We overcook, we overheat, we overprepare, and we completely kill its color, its texture, its nutrients. Nature gives us good bacteria. By the time we are about 10 to 12 to 13 years of age, we completely reverse this ratio. You pick up any individual today around you, The bad bacteria would be about 80%, the good bacteria comes down to about 20%. And that is essentially the reason that anytime anybody wants to join us on this program, our first and foremost objective is to reset your gut balance, because up and until we do that, there is no point in trying to sugarcoat the rest of your health if your gut is not in place. It's like you have a road which is full of ditches and it's dug up all the way. One is that you just lay another road on top of it. पहली बारिश आएगी और सारे खड्डे बाहर आ जाएंगे, जो कि अक्सर हमारी cities का हाल है. So if you have those loopholes in your gut, you need to first address those loopholes, make sure that that base, that foundation is absolutely smooth, that gut balance, that gut bacteria balance is absolutely restored. And once it is restored, we need to make the rest of your body absolutely 10 on 10 in terms of performance. Coming to the psychological impact, very commonly understood. बॉडी में न्यूट्रिशन नहीं होगा, बॉडी में खाना नहीं होगा, आप प्रॉपर ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं करोगे, आपकी बॉडी विल फील सैप्ड आउट, इट विल फील लो ऑन एनर्जी, इट विल फील फटीग. बिकॉज इट विल फील फटीग, आपका cognition will get impacted. There'll be inadequate supply to your brain, resulting in lower cognition, resulting in lower alertness, resulting in a much higher response time to the same situation, which is something that we don't want. But if you have a proper nutritious breakfast, look at the reverse side, look at the benefits. Your memory will be 10 on 10. Cognition आपका बिल्कुल spot on होगा. You will be able to respond whether you're at work, whether you're at school, whether you're at home. You will have a lot more mental clarity. You will have more ideas coming to your mind because the body is well fed. You can focus on the work at hand or in front of you. Your stress levels are much reduced and your mood swings are taken care of, and you come across as a pleasant person vis-a-vis when you are probably food deprived. Now, benefits: regular consumption improves your cognition. We've already said there've been review of about 45 studies on breakfast. Your thinking and understanding and memory attention is significantly improved. So, net benefits of morning nutrition. Physically, what are the benefits? Improved optimum energy levels, not just improved, optimum. जितना आपको चाहिए आपके daily lifestyle के हिसाब से, optimum energy levels. आपका weight management will be taken care of. Your muscle mass will be taken care of. Your body will burn more calories doing the same activity. Coming to psychological, mental well-being रहेगी, दिमाग, it will stay in place. It will improve your cognition. It will impact greatly in you retaining facts and figures. Your memory will be spot on. Physiological, आपका better metabolic health, और metabolic health ठीक रहेगी आपकी gut health will be absolutely spot on. Your vascular health will be safe and sound and protected. There'll be efficient utilization of energy, and you will feel you will have a feeling of satiety, not feeling the hunger pangs, not feeling the need to pick up that bag of chips or cookies and subjecting your body to its harmful effects. So, negatives bhi pad liye, positives bhi pad liye, and you've seen people who are a part of this community and the way they are benefiting from it. There are certain ground rules of our community which we restate each time and every time. And I'd really like to point it out that, guys, you're here on this group with a purpose. Please start sharing your meal plates, because your success story, your positive transformation will impact a lot of people and will help a lot of people get in shape, get a good health. And we want to spread that message of Farooq and that vision of Farooq of har ghar healthy, har ghar medicine free. Now I am sharing my transformation, but my transformation, more than what is visible to the eye, it has impacted me mentally in a lot more ways than what it has physically. And that is exactly what we want for a lot of you. Before I go to that, we like to finish with shine. So yes, stay happy, stay optimistic, stay positive, because there's a lot of negativity in the world as it is around here. Why bring our share of it? Let's bring our positive foot forward. Have your daily nutrition. Have your daily nutrition for your physical being. Have your daily nutrition for your mental being. Whom are you listening to? Whom are you talking to? Who are your 5 immediate friends? How is their association impacting you? Is it uplifting you? Is it taking you places? Is it helping you go where you want to be? So ask yourself that question and put yourself in the right association. Intentions: visualize and set clear intentions for yourself. If your mind can see that it is happening, trust me, your body, physical body can make it happen. We have enough stories around us to prove that that can happen. Learn something new every day. You can never, never, never oversell the concept of learning something new every day. It can really turn around your life 180 degrees for good if you inculcate this habit to learn something good from wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whichever place you are. If you're open to learning, trust me, the universe will send you 10 things to learn every single day. Exercise daily. You need to physically work out to keep your muscle mass in place, to make sure that your fat percentage goes down, to make sure your biological age comes down, to make sure that your physical age remains 10 on 10 and you look your age or maybe younger, but definitely not more than what your age is. Well, that's my transformation. Again, mentally and physiologically and emotionally, it has done 100 times more benefit to me. And all thanks to Farooq, because from the day I met this gentleman some 13 years ago, he has been saying the same thing, the same simple steps from day one, and they have not changed. And I think that's their biggest USP, that they have not changed. They have stayed the way, and people have seen benefits coming out of those same simple steps that he's been talking about for years now. I hope this has given you some incentive to make sure that you do the basic do's and don'ts of this community and benefit as much as you can. And I hope now you don't have the answer कि क्या खाएं क्या ना खाएं कैसी मुश्किल है. You have been a great audience. We'll see you next Monday. Till then, over to you, Ruchita. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Deepika, and thank you for sharing your transformative journey. And I'm waiting to just meet you in person. Like Farooq said, we'll see it live very, very soon. I think most of us on the community. With that, if we have any questions, guys, we can just raise the hand and or either unmute. All right. So with that, we come to an end to this session. See you in the next one. Till then, good night, stay safe, and take care.